Oh, yes, word is starting to spread. The logic is irrefutable. Another journalist, this time John Hawkins from PJ Media, has stated exactly what I've been stating, which is this: that the left does not want to stop school shootings. I know, I know. You're like, wait a minute, you better back that up. You make a statement like that. Well, he backs it up. Read his piece at pjmedia.com, and I'll back it up right here. The left gets too much benefit, too much political traction. They get so much mileage from school shootings. They don't want them to stop. They do fundraising off the shootings. They push a gun control agenda. They demonize the NRA. They get, so far now, 12 corporations have cut ties with the NRA. They demonize GOP members and conservatives, and they call them murderers. I mean, the left, this is like fresh meat for their base. Any school shooting gets them so much mileage, they don't want them to stop. And it's evidenced by the fact, well, numerous facts. First of all, the Broward County Sheriff named Israel, I think his first name is Scott, Israel, Sheriff Israel. He's a Democrat operative. And he is an anti-gun nut job. And it was his sheriff's deputies who were ordered to stand down. There were 4 deputies waiting outside the school, doing nothing. They refused to enter the school as the shooting was going on, as the students were being murdered and the body count was going up. They stood by and did nothing. It's obvious that they were ordered to stand down. It's obvious at this point. And then the Coral Springs police, who were farther away, they rushed to the scene. They are the ones who entered the building and stopped the shooting. And the Coral Springs police are heroes, and even they say that the Broward County Sheriff's deputies are guilty of dereliction of duty under Sheriff Israel. So that's evidence number 1. This is not in dispute that there were 4 sheriff's deputies who refused to enter the building. Now, I mean, that alone, that should be bombshell news nationwide, but nobody in the mainstream media is touching that. Nobody's touching it. Nobody's asking the question, why did they stand down? Why did they not enter the building? That is their freaking job, to stop the shooters. That is their job. If you're 1 deputy, you go in. If you're 2, you go in. If you're 4, you damn sure better go in. You're a 4-man team. Even if you're 1 deputy, you go in, you return fire, you pin the guy down until help arrives. That's what you do. Heck, even if you're 1 citizen, you should go in and start shooting at the bad guy. To pin him down, make him think twice, interrupt his murder spree. You save lives if you go in and you start shooting at the bad guy. And that is the job of the sheriff's deputy. And they stood down and they did nothing, and they waited outside the building. Why? No question. They were ordered to do so by none other than Sheriff Israel, who is an anti-gun nut job. He's a friend of Debbie Wasserman Schultz. He's all part of the anti-gun, gun-grabbing, left-wing lunacy mob. And they benefit from the school shootings. They benefit from it. They know that this is how they get traction. So that's irrefutable evidence, group 1, right there. Secondly, every liberal says that they don't want school children to be protected. Every liberal says this, almost without exception, and especially the students. This kid, this David Hogg, I think is his name. He's this new celebrity of the left. The kid was probably eating Tide Pods 2 weeks ago. Now all of a sudden he's an expert in gun control, and he's out there saying that you shouldn't defend the students in the schools, because if a principal or a teacher or a coach were able to shoot back, these are his words. He says that might cause chaos. What? This is what I tell you. These kids, their brains are not fully developed yet. Cause chaos? Chaos is already happening. The shooter brought the chaos. Your job as a coach or an armed teacher or an armed principal or an armed security guard is to stop the chaos. I mean, by this kid's loopy logic, you shouldn't have armed guards at banks because they might cause chaos if there's an armed robbery. I guess by his logic, you shouldn't have armed guards on airplanes. You shouldn't have air marshals, I guess, because they might cause chaos if there's a bunch of terrorists that try to take over the airplane. I guess this kid, Hogg, he won't even defend his own family in the future when he has a family. He'll probably say,
Oh, I don't want to have a gun in my home because it might cause chaos if there's somebody invading my home trying to murder all of us.
I mean, really? This is the logic of these people? There's no logic to it at all. They are deranged. They are mentally ill. They are brainwashed. And it's kids like that are being exploited by the gun control left. These traumatized kids are being exploited, and they're being told what to say. They're being given talking points by the Democrats. It's so obvious. And, YouTube and Twitter are banning and censoring everybody who points this out. They'll probably even censor this video. Maybe they'll shut down my whole account. I don't know. But this is what they're doing because they cannot have anyone questioning the official narrative. But rest assured, the Democrats argue against having guards or armed professionals or even volunteer military veterans or volunteer off-duty cops at the schools. The liberal parents do not want to protect their own children. Get this point through your head. The Democrats want their own children shot to death because they know that that's going to push their anti-gun narratives. They want their children to be vulnerable. They want their children to be soft targets. They argue against guards. They argue against defending the schools. I mean, these same people, they will defend banks. They will defend sports stadiums. They don't mind armed guards at a football game. For what? For the security of the people at the football game. But then you say, well, what about an armed guard at the school? And they say, oh, no, we don't want to cause chaos. Are you saying you want your children to be shot up? And basically, their smoke comes out of their ears. They can't even figure, they can't think. I can hardly think trying to describe their response. It's so insane. It's so insane. The one thing I've learned in all the years of being an investigative journalist and being attacked by leftists and being lied about and being slandered is that people on the left have zero ethics. They have no hesitation about calling for the murder of people. They have no hesitation beating people over the head with bike locks. They have no hesitation shooting people. There's no doubt in my mind they would sacrifice their own children if it furthers their political agenda. And they prove it every day. They prove it every day by refusing to defend their own children. It's even in Disneyland, they have armed guards to protect children in Disneyland. Well, if armed guards work in Disneyland, why can't they work in schools? And the left, again, they're saying, well, they don't want to turn the school into chaos. The chaos is there when the school shooter brings the chaos. We have to stop the chaos. But leftists have no ethics. They're almost all anti-God, anti-Christian people. They hate God. They hate morals. They hate values. They despise doing anything good. They despise human life. They despise children, which is why they support third-term abortions and partial birth abortions and the organ harvesting of dead babies. Leftists hate life. They hate creation. They hate the divine. They hate God. They hate truth. All they seek is absolute destruction, murder, suffering, and death. No wonder they want to sacrifice their own children to achieve the disarmament of the patriots in this country, who are the last line of defense against the total tyranny, the totalitarian takeover of the left, what they're trying to push. Will they have their own children sacrificed in order to achieve power? Without question. No doubt about it. And these leftists, I used to think they had political differences. Now I know they are evil incarnate. They are demonic. They are destructive. They seek death. They're so dark. Their hearts are dark. They hate children. They will sacrifice even their own children, whatever it takes, in order for them to gain political power and disarm their opponents and take over this country. Have no doubt about what they will do to gain power. They are evil. They are pure evil. Read the website, evil.news. It's one of the news sites I publish. Evil.news to expose the evil of the deranged lunatic left, and also leftcult.com. Leftcult.com every day details the insanity, cultism of the obedient left, their mental derangement, mass mental illness, their murderous ways. Read all that at leftcult.com. Thank you for listening. This is Mike Adams, the Health Ranger.
Learn more at healthrangerreport.com.
Thank you for watching. If you want to support our mission, visit us at healthrangerstore.com for the world's largest selection of lab-verified superfood and nutritional products for healthy living. It's at healthrangerstore.com.